So yesterday I was working on a bunch of flowers. I think I had like half of this done. I had 30% done, so I would say that I'm at like 45 now. I'm gonna show y'all my progress in a second. I'm gonna have to move the camera, and y'all know how it gets crazy when that happens. So I'm gonna wait on my influx of people to come in. Until then, I picked out some colors. We're gonna go for a 45-minute stream or so today. I picked out what colors that I wanted to use for the flowers. I made a couple of the insides, like you see this is yellow. I made a couple of those already so I can be prepared, because I have a bad habit when I'm live of just talking and talking and talking. But it's a good thing also, because we're live. I don't want to sit here and be like, frog on a log, or y'all looking at me trying to figure stuff out and count. So I already figured I already picked out the colors. I was having a hard time last time, but I learned that I'm using a lot of pastel. So when I figured out the like category that I wanted the colors to be in, it got a lot easier for me to pick out what colors I want to use. But I do still have this huge bucket in front of me with all of the summer colors that I want to go with this year, because I want all of my projects to be a little cohesive. I want to be able to do a fashion show and it be categorized appropriately, at least before the summer ends. So I haven't really made too many things for this summer as far as fashion show goes. So this is going to be my first project, and I'm going to mix it with stuff that I did from last year. But aside from that, I also made a couple more of the baby's breaths. I made some patterns myself, some original patterns, and while I'm live, I'm going to show at least two. I did this pattern this morning. I figured this out. This is a nice in between. It's going to change up the texture, so I have to keep it 5 petaled because that just looks the best. And I did a good mixture on texture, and that's kind of what's confusing. Some of the textures don't mesh well with others, so I'm getting the hang of it the more that I make. But now let me show you guys what I've done so far. Look at how cute is that. You can do so much with that. I almost want to put it on like a jacket or a pair of pants, or it even looks cute on the top of this thing. I use one of these to do my pop-up shops. Thank you. Hey Mark, what's up? How's Oklahoma? Is that where you are now? You a world traveler. But I'm gonna keep going with this. I'm pretty much done though, to be honest with you. uh I said 45, but the more I'm looking at it, I don't want the whole dress to be floral. I just want like a corner of it to be floral. So I'm gonna do like right here, the top half, instead of, so I'm gonna almost fill this up, and then I'm gonna be done and move on to how I want the actual dress to look. And what's crazy is I started this dress first. I started the dress first, and then I came up with an idea how I want the design to be as I was going. And I came up with this. So with this, I'm only going to take that part of it with the flowers in the corner. I'm not doing the flowers on the bottom. I'm going to do that for a different pattern. And I may still do the cup situation like that, but the cups that I made, I'm no longer making it for this dress. Since this is going to be a higher end, I have to use a smaller needle. And I have like a 3.5 and a 2.7 that I want to try, because it makes it look more expensive. You're in Texas at your mother's house, about to head to Maine, waiting on a plane ticket. Wow, I've never been to Maine. What's in Maine aside from crab legs and lobsters? And maybe your mom. Oh, yeah, at your mom's house in Texas. Interesting. Hey, Ohio. I saw a video about Ohio yesterday, talking about how flat it is. I had no idea. I'm from the East Coast where everything is hills, mountains. So the idea of something being so flat you can see for miles is kind of trippy to me. And I've been to Arkansas, and I guess it's also kind of flat like that, but that trips me out. The fact that people can uh, live in such flat areas, and also tornadoes. Tornadoes are scary. The sky just starts to spin. No wonder natives used to dance to appease the gods. Anything, please don't do this no more. We're sorry. Expensive hotels and lots of water. In Maine, well, I could see that. Isn't it also a little bit chilly? It's by Canada. So my next color, I added some baby blue. Look at how pretty that is. I almost wanted to keep going with that. I like this design that I did. I guess I could show this design first because I do plan on uploading this live. I don't want to do too much chatty patty. I want people to be able to follow it without having to skip too much. So I'm going to start this first one from scratch. I'm going to use this peach that I have, and I'm going to use this yellow that I used for the center a different time. These two colors. And I'm using I was using a 4.25. Appreciate you, Mark. Now, the way that I do it, I don't always do my flowers the same, but for teaching purposes, I'm gonna do it the correct way right now. So I leave a longish tail, and then I slip knot, chain 3, and this is the still the second way. Chain 2 after closing a slip knot, and then I'm gonna single crochet up to 12. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, slip stitch at the top, chain, break that off. So that's my little centerpiece. And then I'm going to get my peach, and right now I'm making this one, this like daisy. I kind of made this pattern up myself because the other designs that I usually see weren't flat enough. The petals weren't flat enough because I need to sew this onto clothes. So when I go back into my circle, I do it anywhere that's not where I ended, because I like to sew that in. So I'm gonna do 2, 3, 4, 5, not counting the one that I'm in, skip 1 and slip stitch, and then 1, 2, 3 chains, slip stitch into the stitch that I am in, and then slip stitch into the next, and then do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip. So now you have this little pointy spot, and then I'm gonna do 3. You can also do 2 if you don't want it to have this little bump. I like the bump because when they all next to each other, it doesn't sit flat all the way. It can come up, and when I sew it, some of them might come up, some of them might go down. It's still flat enough. I have a bunch on there at one time without making it ruffly. put, I'm gonna do it again. Slip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip in 3. And then just do that all the way down until I have my flower. This only takes like 3 minutes. I mean, y'all about to see in a second. It's the counting and talking and all of that that I try to do while I'm streaming that makes it harder and it makes me take longer. But before I started the stream, I was sitting here making a bunch of these flowers because I didn't do anything when I got off stream like I told y'all that I would. So I might have started it at like 10 and then uh, what, about 10, yeah. And then I finished at like 12:15 maybe. That sounds about right. And then I went live. So it doesn't take that long, and it's a fun project to sit there and make a bunch of them in different colors, different color combinations. But since I'm making this for clothes, I want it to all be cohesive and match, but not uh, be so matchy that you can't tell that it's a bunch of different flowers. Because the details matter. And as I'm going with this, I think I want to add beads, like pearl beads, to make it look more like a fancy bouquet on the bottom of this dress. Because when I think about who I want to purchase it or how I see somebody wearing something like this, I could see somebody wearing this to like a bridal shower or something where they're the star of the show sort of thing. Hi, welcome back, Switzerland. Thank you for coming back. What was the last project that I was working on when you were here? I could show you how it looks now. It was probably that shirt, if it's been too long. Right now, I started this project maybe 2-3 days ago, making a bunch of flowers to go on a dress that I designed. But as I go, I keep redesigning, tweaking, regular designer stuff, how I want the dress to look. So we're on day 3 of me streaming it, and so far I've changed my mind twice. I still don't know what color I want the actual dress itself to be, and I need to figure that out now because I'm almost done with the flowers. Maybe I should go to Michael's or something and look around at what kind of colors they have, because I'm thinking I would want to do like a green or a neutral color. So my options are, well, I consider green to be one of those neutral colors because camouflage, you can wear that with red, you can wear it with a royal blue, you can wear it with fuchsia, you can wear it with purple, and it has those greens in it, a bunch of different greens. Green is kind of like gray and brown in the way where you can wear it with other colors. It's a baseline color. Unless you make multiple dresses with different colors, make multiple dresses. Yeah, not doing that, but yeah, I gotta figure out which dress, what color I would like this one to be, because this already took 3 days and I'm only doing the flowers, so I don't know why I would make multiple. I make one of ones as a designer. We make one of ones, only the one time. That's what people pay for. They don't want nobody else to be in their dress. Also, making the same thing a bunch of times. I was talking about that yesterday. I don't like to do that. Especially because this is a project that's taken me a long time to think about how I want it to be. This one unique project. The next time I think of doing a long project like this, I don't want it to be something I did already. I know that some people do that, but no. Yeah. Designer original. Yep, one of one. Also, you see how long it's taking me? That is for like Target. They make a bunch of the same thing. I don't. I don't do that. At least not with my runway things, that I have a bunch of in different colors. That only took me 4 hours. And this one is my second time doing that. That's my third time making that one. Uh, there's a white and blue one up under. That's my third time making that one. Because those only take me about 8 hours the most. And even 8 hours is a lot. This next one is lots of time and energy. Yeah, definitely that. This next one is one of these flat roses. So I make a lot of roses. Usually they stick out, and they have a base or a cup so that you can wrap it around like a stem. But this one, I don't do that because it's going to be on some. So instead of, at this stage on a chain, I would do a double crochet, and then I would do the loop and skips. But from here, I just go straight in with a single crochet off the chain, and then three, skip one, single crochet all the way down. And I don't know how many I did. I didn't count. It looks about right. By the time I roll it up, it'll be a medium sized rose, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit bigger than medium. But yeah, I'm trying to add some focal point colors. I got to do a little bit more whites. I have a bucket of whites, yellows, browns, neutrals. I got this pink I think I'm going to do after I finish this peach one. And I'll probably do that as a daisy. Um, I need more daisies. Or maybe I'll do one of these, and then I can show you guys how to do that too. With this one I already made, so I could remember. Yellow and that light pink as a petaled flower. And I really winged that design, so I'm hoping I can remember it, and I'm hoping that me recording myself doing it is going to help me to remember it in the future as well. Sometimes if you're not recording yourself, it's no way that you can remember what size needle you was using, or like what tricks. I do that sometimes. I'll go up a needle size and forget that I did that and can't figure out why my pattern don't look the same twice. I did that the first time I tried to make that ruffle dress. I kept getting the wrong size needle, or I was using the same size needle the whole way through, and that's kind of my trick of the trade. I changed the needle size so that I could keep the pattern without having to add any stitches to the row. Oh, why am I about to cut? Run in my mouth. Peach is definitely an awesome color. It is. I don't use enough peach and baby blue. I use a lot of dark colors. And looking at my inventory really showed that, especially for spring and summertime, when it's supposed to be real bright and colorful. And it's nice to bring more people to my table when I have a bunch of color on it. Then people are like drawn to see what I have, what I'm making. How fast you crochet while keeping count without a stitch marker. Oh, it's kind of muscle memory, and I don't know, I'm on autopilot. If I could show you how many roses I've done in my lifetime, it's almost unbelievable. I'm looking at some right now that I've made to put on pin covers. I did like a rose and a green. I'm gonna show y'all one of these days. The problem is when I want to show y'all stuff, I have so much of it, I don't know how to set myself up. And then I do have to put it all back when I'm done. And I have everything organized exactly how it should be. Everything in bags and bins. So once I start to take them out to show y'all, it's going to be a lot to put them back. But one of these days, I'm going to have somebody help me record my lives, and they can pass me stuff and put it back in the bag where it belongs. But if you want to, you can always check out my website and see the things that I have. I don't know if I have my pin covers on there. Let me know if I do. I don't think I do. I have my bookmarks on there, which are also flowers, but they're not 3D. They look like these on the end of a chain. And that was before I knew how to make those vines with the leaves on them. I'll show y'all those too. I'm take a little break in a second because I actually been crocheting for about 3 hours now, and I probably should have took a break before I went live. I learned my lesson. The more I'm going live in crocheting, it keeps me accountable because I have to show y'all what I did when I wasn't live. And if I'm doing this every day, I have to do something every day. So that's good. I will get into the habit of sitting down, hanging out, and then making a bunch of stuff in one day. When I could take the fact that I make things really fast to make a bunch of stuff. So it does hold me accountable to get back on live all the time. But the problem is that I can't crochet all day long. I already have arthritis. I already have it. It's too late. So I have to take those little breaks. So maybe I'll take that opportunity to show y'all what I have in my bag where I use where I put everything on the table. So I have small things. I'll show you guys that. This is taking a long time. This is not about to be medium size. This is going to be a big rose. If you just get in here, this is what I'm working on. The dress, go up the side of it, and I'm considering putting it up underneath the dress in a way, if that makes sense. You know how a bouquet sometimes it's acute. Wait, that's not the word. It's like the flowers are sitting inside of a triangle. I don't know if that's how I explain it. I'm about to draw it. But I kind of want to make the dress look like that, like an upside down bouquet. Well, I hope so. Thanks. I'm gonna watch it build. Rose blooming. Yada da da. Yada da. Put that right there. It's cute. Okay. So now this is what I mean, y'all. When you have a bouquet and you get it from like a nice place, sometimes the roses will be like, hold on. Sometimes you get it inside of a thing. You get what I mean? Inside of a triangle, guys. Wait, I guess it'd be like that. And then sometimes it'll have like a little ribbon, and then the flowers will be in here. I don't know how to make a flower, bro. I mean, I know how to make a flower, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So you get what I mean? So that's what the thing, it'd be like that. But what if I did it like this and made a dress with the flowers on the side? So I think I want it to be like a corner. See, there's I be seeing things and I don't quite know how to explain the things that I'm seeing. But I saw this also. So I'm considering I would need to open that up, open that. I could do a wrap in a bow situation, and then that gives runway. So all of these is gonna be inside of. Okay, the other thing is I don't want it to be so long. I want it to be mini and cute, springish. So I would do all of that. And if I was gonna draw it as the dress that I see now with the flowers as a miniature version, I would do something like this as the dress. How do I? Okay. As the dress, I see now it's a wrap. How do I want the top? Kind of see it classic A-line top, and then maybe like a bow, cause you the flower. Then this will be a wrap situation. See, I keep making it long. This will be the wrap situation. Make that like a leg or something. And then all of the flowers. Yes. There we go. That's what I see. Mhm. Yeah. So that's why I say I think I'm mostly done making the flowers. I don't need to do too much. It's short and then kind of comes out. See, that's I want the flowers to be inside and then the dress on the outside. So maybe I'll do it white. White makes a lot of sense with how I just explained how I want the pattern to be, how I want it to feel, what I want it to look like, or a soft white, an off white, like a pale, almost white, like you can't tell that it's not white. Something very, very light. I have a couple colors like that actually. Something pastel. What about, because I thought of green before, I have a teal. They don't sell this in jumbo by me, but I have this teal that I could use and I can make the whole dress teal and then have it be a wrap, and then on the inside of the wrap set all of the flowers so that the dress itself looks like a bouquet of flowers. And I think I love that. So that's what we're gonna do. Teal, I see the vision. I'm really just gonna have to go to Hobby Lobby and see what they got for me. I'm thinking teal is a good option. I've never made a dress in that color also. So if I make that a little bit longer than the flower segment. Hmm, do I like that? I don't think I like that. I don't love it. Don't hate it. Maybe tie up neck. Classic. Classy. It'll start like above the waistline. I know it's very pointy, y'all. I could hear people I can hear people right now. Why they so pointy? Waistline. And I see actual fabric for the bow, maybe like an actual ribbon. Okay, and also long. Longer than the dress. Then this here has to be a circle. Yeah, circly, roughly situation. Hmm. Then I said I see this short. I said I saw this short and also inside, but it's already short. So what I'm actually gonna have to do is keep that separate, as I said. And now it's just a small segment, and I like that. And the ribbons is still longer than the dress. And then the flowers up in here. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. That is that is the look. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see it. You guys see the vision now? I see this. Um, I see it white initially, but teal. Yes, I think teal would be really pretty. Teal is gonna be very different. Thanks. I took my time. I'm not the best drawer, but I feel like I draw well enough for people to understand what I'm explaining. And that's as good as I need to be as, in my line of work. So people can see the vision of what I'm explaining. You see that it's short. You see that it's like a baby doll. You see that you can kind of tell that it has an opening. I wish I would have did a shadow a little bit better to show that, but so we're thinking teal is an option. What else do y'all think? Especially the location. Thank you. I saw this vision while I was sleeping, and I was like, "Oh my God, that has to exist." I get most of my favorite ideas in my dreams, and to be honest, I haven't had a dream like that in a long time. I haven't been able to make anything that takes this long in a long time because we got to get outside and make some real. I was about to say some real money, but got to go to work. I mean, it's fun, it's cute, it's cool, it's nice, but unfortunately, until we start to see the big bucks, I got to go to work. Hello. Is the bow going to be a different color, or is it going to be teal too? I think. Well, it's definitely going to be a different color, and it's going to be monochromatic, where it's going to be a darker color of whatever I choose to go with, except if it's white. If it's white, I would do like a pearl or a texture change. I always do that with because I want the ribbon to be an actual ribbon, I think. Or at least I'm gonna see what it looks like. You know those ribbons that are meant for clothes at Hobby Lobby? Well, I was gonna say Joanne. We miss you, girl. We miss you, Joe. Well, Michaels, they'll have like a thick ribbon that can go on clothes, like satin. So I'm gonna try that. I think it's gonna look really good for the bouquet look on, especially on the stage bouquet. I don't even know how to look it up. Bouquet in paper because they're all in vases. See, like this. I like this even. You see the ribbon and the pearls, the different colors, slightly different color. I want to do all of this. I got the pearls. I mentioned adding pearls to the flowers earlier, and I don't want to forget that. Sometimes when you see fake flowers, you'll literally just have like those pearls on the end of a wooden stick. A real ribbon would look really pretty. I think so too. Miss Joanne's, we need a petition. Joanne is probably not gonna make. If she does come back, she's gonna get ate by a bigger company. How did Hobby Lobby beat Joanne? How did that happen? If anybody was gonna close, it should have been Hobby Lobby. But I digress. They might pay me one day. I take that back. I love Hobby Lobby. I love Michaels. I love Joanne. I love everybody. All crafting stores. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Love them all. Love them all equally. So, they have some pearls here. This is more of the vibe that I was going for, with like a chaotic sort of bouquet, a mixture of all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Uh, yeah, this is perfect. Somebody, was that you that mentioned doing a lily, Bianca? Was that you last time? I still have to learn how to make it. I started making parts and pieces of it, like the inside, the pollen. I started trying to do that. I tried to make that flower. That has so many petals though, y'all. So many petals for one flower that goes on here. I tried to make this. It's actually over here somewhere. And I didn't know at the time if it would be a good match. And now that I have more variety, because at first I only had these roses and stuff. And this is actually more like a lavender plant. That reminds me of a lavender plant. The way that it's shaped. If I was going to crochet it, I would do the same that I did for this, for that. So, oh my gosh, y'all. This. Yeah, it builds up like that. It builds up tall. So, it does match, to be honest. I'll probably sew this down, and this will be one of those ones that I put a pearl in. I don't know. We got to figure out how we're going to add pearls to this, but we have to. It's giving pearl. It's giving classy, high-end. So, I think I got a lot of these. I can start doing more leaves. I did a couple leaves. I did a couple baby's breaths. I did 2 of them, and they both have like 3 different flowers coming off of them. So that looks really good mixed in. It matches really well. That green too brings a different aesthetic to the whole look of it. So yeah, now that we have this drawn out, I can get the idea of the dimensions. I probably need about 13 inches of it. And the dress itself looks like it's going to be 45 or around there somewhere because it's big. So only 13 inches of 45 for it to be, well, maybe I'll do 15 because it's going to go up underneath something bigger that's curtaining it. But yeah, that's why this takes a while to come up with how to go about doing these designs. Worth it for sure. Lily flower would be gorgeous, especially in purple, right? Purple and that deep pink. I picked out this pink and a darker pink to do the lily. Um, I didn't think about purple. I got a lot of purple, and this is heavily purple. So, what's the opposite of purple? Yellow. I could do a soft yellow for the dress too. I don't hate that. If I decide to continue to make this bouquet mostly purple themed, especially if I add like a huge lily that's going to be gorgeous, that the lily can be the focal point of the bouquet. I could do like one huge lily, and I can make a bunch of white flowers, or I can do a bunch of purple flowers and keep the variety and do a small little lily off to the corner, maybe on the top where the ribbon is going to be. Well, no, the bottom where the ribbon is far away from, because it might get covered up by the ribbon. That would change up the color that I decide to make the dress. Basically, is how I decide to keep going with these flowers. I don't have to use all of them. I can make a choice and then go full force. Um, I have to though go to the craft store and get something. So by the time y'all see me tomorrow, I started doing something. So we have 15 more minutes. I'm gonna make it a productive 15 where y'all can see me doing something different. I told y'all I was gonna show y'all how to do this one now. So let's figure out how to do this pattern again. I just made this up today. Like I just was going. So you see, I don't want it to look like that again. But because it's going behind something, it's fine. And to be honest with you, even, you know what, I will make it look like that again. How would they know? How would anybody know? How would anybody know? The dress is gonna be too pretty to sell. I mean, I don't think so. I done sold some real pretty things. Come and get y'all stuff. I love that. I love when people purchase my things with their hard-earned money. When I do come across that feeling, because I do feel like, well, I used to feel like that more when I didn't need the money as much. Listen to how that sounds. What a blessing. When I didn't need the money as much and I just was so happy that people liked my stuff enough. Yeah, I used to try to not sell it, but now I just make it where I think nobody about to pay for that. And they be paying. That feels way better. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes artists, we get, we got our moods. Where is my needle, y'all? Okay, we're gonna use this one. I don't know what size I use, but we're gonna use this one. Right. What time do you usually stream so I can watch the progress? Around right now, whatever time this is for you. Right now, it's 1 o'clock for me. I I try to stream between 1 to 3 o'clock for 45 minutes to an hour. But this is gonna be my first stream. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, this is gonna be my first stream where I am gonna upload it so people that didn't catch it can watch the playback. I tried to do some teaching, which again I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm just gonna show y'all how to do the next one. Maybe you're a follower instead of a listener like me. Sometimes I will mute people and just watch their hands. It's only but so many stitches. Like I can tell which one that was. But this is gonna be the first. Let me do 3. This is the complicated part that I probably am gonna have to tweak in some way to go back. Yeah. Okay. So I start this with a slip stitch. This is how I would do it if I was starting off the row also. Then I chain 3, slip stitch into the next. Wait, no, I single crochet into the next, the very next one, so I don't skip anything. The very next one, single crochet, chain 1, and this is the awkward part. I'm gonna flip it, then I'm gonna do 1, 2 half double, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and then I'm gonna slip stitch into the bottom of that first chain 1 and keep half double crocheting into the chain 3 more times. Now this part is tricky also, because you're probably wondering, how am I going to get to the other side? Same way you would any other time. We flip it, bow, flipped it, and I'm going to single crochet into that first chain that I did through both to make it flat again. I mean, not single crochet, a slip stitch, and then another slip stitch into that next. So very confusing. It flipped around, and that's how we got a skinny petal. Where is that? That's how we get these skinny little petals. It starts out skinny, gets wide, pointy. So one more time. The color change you showed me changed my life. Which one? The one where you add like this and just keep going? Yeah, so many time saving tricks. Being lazy is really a benefit to me sometimes. I don't know. Doing things the lazy way, it works out. I don't know what to tell people. Look at the tricks that I come up with. Chain 3, single crochet into that very next, chain 1, then we're gonna do 1, 2, and a third one is gonna be double crochet. Boom, boom. We're building that chain, we're building that petal. Then we're making the pointy part with a chain 2, and then slip stitch into the bottom, or you can do the very top of your double crochet, but I don't want to confuse y'all. So just if however pointy you want it to be. Then I'm gonna do 1 and a 2 and a 3. Don't forget it. Stop, slip stitch into this end before you flip it. Slip stitch into that one, the first one when you flipped it. Slip stitch. Now we flip. Bam. And we slip. Boom. I'm hoping this is, how many is this? We're about to see. I'll figure it out. You added the color so easily, and I kept trying to add the color like 2 stitches before, and it made it more complicated. I don't know why they teach people to do it like that. Trust me, I'll show you some of my old projects. We probably watched the same video. We probably watched the same video, and I'm only I'm doing what somebody else did when I was learning. People were looking at, why are you doing this? You know, when you're learning something, people show you every single step. But I like that, because then you can take what you like and give what you don't like. So I'm sure you'll come back one of these days and say, I found something even easier than that. And that's what we do it for. This is a never-ending learning journey. There's no one way to do it. Just make sure you're doing it and you enjoying it. It's just a journey to enjoy. There is no ego in crochet. It's like, I don't even know where that is coming from these days, actually, where the bigger crochet girls, you be scared to ask them. I remember my first year crocheting, and I decided that I wanted to start making clothes. I asked the girl what size needle she was using. I was like, I really love your stuff. I just started learning how to make clothes. And she was like, it don't matter. I was like, damn, okay. She's like, she didn't even tell me which size needle she was using. And it does matter. What? So I'm thinking, oh, okay, what are we getting all of these different size needles for? She was like, what matters is your tension. She did say that. She said, it don't matter. Your tension is what matters. And my tension probably wasn't great back then. She probably took a quick assessment of my stuff and was just like, it don't even matter, boo. I'm looking at your stuff right now. It's my first year. That introduced me to a vibe that I was expecting to see more often. I didn't start to see it more often when I started to see people who were famous crocheting on TikTok and not actually making any money. They just famous for it, and people tell them they so talented all the time. And then it started to be a thing where crochet girls are mean because of it. Then you get what I mean? Like it was a whole thing for a while where people were saying the crochet girls are mean, and some of them they are. I don't know what happened. It wasn't always like that. I think social media. This looks like a ninja star when it's too many, but it's gonna do the trick. It's fine. You're gonna slap that in there. Now at this point, it's too many flowers, so I might even put the one that I messed up at first. Remember, guys, I did this one. This was my very first flower that when I started this project, I made this one first. And I didn't like the way it looked, but now it fits perfectly, and I needed more white. So I'm gonna tie these together. I need to work on this pattern a little bit more too. I didn't count the beginning, and I did say I hope this is enough. This is the right number. And then I said I was gonna figure it out, and then I didn't. So that's on me. But this is what we got. Does look like a flower, and we're gonna put it. I guess. Well, this doesn't unravel. We got enough white right here. Maybe I'll move this one. Put this here. Or actually, yeah, like that. I like it. I like it. Okay, now I have to make some more leaves. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, I'm gonna do some more leaves. I'm gonna do some more flowers. Like come up with some new patterns. I guess that now I'm teaching you guys new flower patterns. Look how many flowers. That's insane. Yes, thank you. I don't know how that happened. Just like quickly. I was sitting here watching something, then I looked up and I was like, oh my god, the whole thing is almost filled up. I really have to show y'all a couple of these other projects that I was working on with a bunch of flowers. I'm in a mood now. I'm in a mood with these flowers. I got a vibe happening, and I love that for me. That's exactly what I needed. My creativity felt stifled being in this house. Because if you just getting here, we just met. I lost the job that I had in January when I got back from Belize. I was doing well. I'm still doing well. It's not a terrible story. But now I'm in the house and I have more time to focus on getting back in the groove that I had before I even had the job. Because I used to go live every single day and I would be in here making massive projects. But that takes getting into. Like, you can't just wake up one day and start doing massive projects again. And I didn't give myself the credit back then that I should have, Because when I say I was making huge things, y'all should go back and, well, I don't even have it anywhere. It would be on like my Instagram years back, my TikToks. I got random things that I would spend. I had the time and energy to spend making stuff. But we're getting right back into it. And like I said, this is my first stream where I'm gonna keep it up. I'm working on my anxiety of the social medias, so people can watch the tutorial of all of the patterns that I made, and we can keep up with everything that's gonna be on this ladder as we go. And speaking of, I'm about to give this plushie to one of my subscribers, my followers, for 420. I don't know how much of it I can show, but I feel like if I just go real fast like this, I can tell what's going on. So I have that pictured on my website too. I'm about to give somebody that right now. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Bianca. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That really pours into me more than you realize. So I feel energized. Even if I keep coming back only for you, that's more than enough because you're that important. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hopefully by tomorrow I have the color that I want to make this dress. And like I said, I have a couple more flowers that I need to do. And I do have some flowers already finished. So I'm going to try to work smarter instead of see if I can add some of those that I already have into here. So in case you haven't heard it today, I love you. I appreciate you being here. And until next time, later. Bye.